Hey everybody, my name is Jared and I am a Master Mason in the state of Mississippi in the United States of America. And today I'm showing off the Acacia pin done by Edgar over at Masonic Revival. Now before we get into the next section for the staircase lecture, I want to make a point that this is going to be the first time where it is obvious that something has been left out. We previously were talking about operative and speculative masonry and adoring the works of creation, and now suddenly we're just going to jump into a description about some globes, and clearly some references are made to something that was talked about prior, yet I've not mentioned it, and that's because it's a part of the section that is considered secret here in the state of Mississippi. So skipping over something, interestingly, the majority of it can be found in the Holy Bible, so I'm not sure why it's not written down, but it's not, so I have to avoid that. But we're going to get into these globes, and this is going to be a fairly short section. We're going to talk about two different objects or set of objects, and I'll come back and talk to you about it in just a second. The section reads, "The globes are two artificial spherical bodies, on the convex surface of which are represented the countries, seas, and various parts of the earth, the face of the heavens, the planetary revolutions, and other particulars. The next object that attracts your attention is a flight of winding stairs consisting of 3, 5, and 7 steps." So the first thing we mention are these two globes, and I think you can probably picture these. These are, if you can picture the globe right there behind me, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the countries, seas, and various parts of the earth, and then in most lodges you'll see a globe that looks in dimension and shape exactly like that, but instead of being a globe of the earth, it's going to have stars, planets, constellations, and whatever other kind of different astronomical features that happen to be on that globe. Every one I've ever seen has been different. So you're talking about two different globes, one showing the earth and the other showing the heavens, and we'll talk more about them a little bit later on in the lecture, but those they're shown to you here at the beginning and then explained to you in a few more paragraphs. And then the next objects that's explained is, or at least introduced, I should say, is the object that many people know this lecture for, and that is the staircase, here specifically being referred to as a flight of winding stairs, which is interesting because as far as I'm aware, King Solomon's temple is not supposed to have had any winding staircases. They would have all just been successive and straight, but either way there is some symbology about a winding staircase. So for now, let's go with it. The important thing to sort of emphasize here are the numbers. We're specifically told that this staircase consists of 3, 5, and 7 steps. So we're talking about different flights of steps going up this staircase, and each one of these numbers has a specific meaning. Now, the description for the number 3, the first 3 steps, is not written here in the state of Mississippi, so I can't share it with you. But suffice to say, there is an explanation that goes with it, and if you come back and watch the following video, you'll hear a description about what the number 5 is representative of, and at least give you some kind of idea of what might have been discussed back in the first 3 steps. So pay attention to the numbers. Numerology is a very important thing in Freemasonry. It's also a very much so discussed topic. There are plenty of times where I feel like people just see patterns where they want to see patterns, and the numbers don't really have anything to do with it. Sometimes the numbers are in reference to something that is no longer true. For example, what we used to think were the total number of planets in our solar system versus what we know they are now. So we can take some lessons from them, but I think there is a cautionary tale to take it with a grain of salt, because some of it just doesn't add up. We need to keep looking at it in a speculative way and not necessarily a historical point, so to speak. We wouldn't want to be teaching it as fact unless we can verify that it is. So that's enough on that for now. I hope you enjoyed this short section, and if you have something else to add, please do so down in the comments below, and I hope you'll see me back next time, where we'll jump over the first flight of stairs and get right to the number 5. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. We'll see you next time. Bye.